Classes are one of the most defining aspects of what makes Battlefield Battlefield. So, of course, they took them out of the last game. Beating a dead horse aside, classes are back in Battlefield 6, just how you remembered them. Except for one little thing that's pissing some players off. And yes, we will talk about that. There are 4 classes in Battlefield: Assault, Engineer, Support, and Recon. Let's start by breaking down the general structure of how the classes work, and then we'll dive into each class. The basics. Each class comes with what is referred to as a signature set. There's the signature weapon category, signature gadget, and signature trait. These are fixed and will always apply to the class. So, for example, the Engineer's signature gadget is the repair tool. Even though there are 2 gadget slots you can swap gadgets around with, no matter what, the Engineer will always have the repair tool. The signature weapon is a proficiency bonus for a certain gun type. For the Engineer, it's the SMG. This is to encourage you to use that gun type with that class. However, you can pick any weapon type with any class if you so choose. This is the controversial change I was referring to. Older Battlefield games lock weapon types behind certain classes and don't let you mix and match like this. There are certain game modes that force the classic style, but the standard game modes do not. The signature trait is pretty straightforward, it's just a passive perk. Each class also has a training path, which gives you 3 additional passive perks and a class active ability. At launch, each class comes with 2 training paths. Think of them as like subclasses. In addition to picking your training path, you can also pick your main weapon, a side weapon, 2 gadgets, a throwable, and your melee. Your available gadgets and throwables depend on your class. And with that, now let's dive into the first class, the Assault. Assault is the most basic beginner-friendly of classes. You like to shoot? Well, here's a gun. Go shoot. But in reality, there is more to it than that. Their signature weapon is the assault rifle, and one of their gadget slots can be an additional primary weapon. Specifically carbines, DMRs, and shotguns. This makes Assault very versatile for most situations. Their signature trait is Mission Focus, which speeds up capturing objectives for nearby squad members and takes you and your team out of combat status faster, which means folks can spawn on you. So, if you're playing Assault, you should always focus on capturing objectives and leading the charge. You can give yourself an advantage when running headlong into danger with your signature gadget, the Adrenaline Injector. This clears and boosts resistance to flash and stun effects, enhancing tolerance to explosive and incendiary damage, and improves movement speed. The first training path is Breacher, which gives you extra grenades and faster reload on the incendiary round shotgun and the grenade and breaching projectile launchers, meaning you're going to be punching lots of holes in buildings. The second training path is Frontliner, which improves health regen and reduces fall impact. More about survivability. Both paths come with the active ability Rally Squad, which gives you and your nearby squad members the effects of Adrenaline Injector. Additional gadgets include the Assault Ladder, which is very useful for traversal. A couple different launches for blowing holes in walls or holes in people. A single-use deploy beacon for yourself and your squad, super useful in enemy territory, and the incendiary round shotgun. So yes, the Assault class is here gun go shoot. But to truly take advantage of what Assault can offer, you need to take a leadership role in your squad. People will want to spawn on you. You'll be boosting your boys with active and passive abilities. You're the one leading the charge on the objective, but you're doing it as a team because remember, this is Battlefield, not Call of Duty. Time for some quick tips. The NVO-22AE assault rifle is one of the strongest picks for ARs in Battlefield 6. This assault rifle has a fast fire rate, and the recoil can be easily controlled with some of the gun's best attachments. If you're not focused on picking the class's signature weapon, the M4A1 carbine rifle is another great option for close to mid-range fights. Engineer. The Engineer class is all about vehicles, both supporting and dismantling them. As mentioned previously, your signature gadget is the repair tool, which fixes vehicles and equipment and damages enemy assets. That last part is important. It's easy to forget. If you are out of rockets and mines, you aren't out of options. The signature trait, Mechanized Infantry, reduces damage from explosives when near a friendly vehicle, meaning you won't die as quickly while trying to repair a tank. It also prevents enemies from stealing your vehicle if you need to jump out and repair it. The first training path, Anti-Armor, is focused on taking out enemies' vehicles by reducing their repair effectiveness and increasing your amount of rockets. The second path, Combat Engineer, lets you regenerate a vehicle while inside, reduce heat build-up, and increase health on gadgets. For gadgets, you have a variety of anti-vehicle tools like rockets and mines, as well as a vehicle supply crate. There's also a robot, which, seems cool, but it's also like level 40, so don't worry about it for now. If you want to play Engineer, you should be in a vehicle, next to a vehicle, or attacking enemy vehicles. That is your purpose. Everything else is secondary. Alright, time for some quick tips. If you're sticking with closed weapons playlist, you'll want to consider the SGX submachine gun. The SGX was a standout during the beta, offering a fast rate of fire, high damage, and virtually no recoil with the right attachments. If you're playing in the open weapons playlist, you might want something with better range than a submachine gun can offer. The NVO-22AE assault rifle is one of the strongest picks for mid-range combat. When attacking armored vehicles with your rocket launchers, remember that they take more damage from the back and the sides. If you can avoid the front, that's best. If an enemy vehicle has driven through a spot before, they will very likely be driving through there again. Throw some mines or anti-vehicle ordnance along the path. As you play more, you'll find where people usually drive through and can preemptively set everything up before they get there. Support. The support class essentially plays the hero role in Battlefield 6. Support players are the medics who run into the fight to revive downed teammates and protect their numbers on the map. Now, it's true that in Battlefield 6 anyone can revive downed players, but support can do it faster than other classes thanks to a few different methods as well as providing general healing to keep teammates alive. Their signature gadget is the supply bag, which provides allies with ammo and boosts health regeneration. Dropping a supply point while holding an objective is always a good idea. Squad mates can also directly interact with you for health and ammo thanks to your signature trait Squad Supplies. And if that wasn't enough, the class active ability Restock Allies will result and heal nearby friendly forces for 10 seconds and reduce revive time. This is great to use when in a high pressure situation under fire. For training paths, the first is Combat Medic, which speeds up reviving and dragging down soldiers. Once revived, a passive health regeneration will trigger and incoming damage will be tanked for 1 second. This makes being revived by a Combat Medic infinitely more valuable than by others. The other training path is Fire Support, which takes the support class in a very different direction, more focused on ammo resupply and taking explosive damage while prone or in a mounted position. If you're less interested in playing healer and instead want to hunker down and hold a position, this could be an option for you. Support has a wide variety of gadgets, its most critical being the defibrillator, which can revive downed allies faster than dragging them. There's also intercept systems to handle grenades and missiles, a smoke grenade launcher, air burst launcher, and portable mortar, and finally a deployable cover and supply pouch. If you're playing support, you're gonna want to be following right behind the assault class. Help them take objectives, heal and supply your teammates, or hold positions from enemy attacks. Support is a great way to feel helpful and contribute even if your gun skills aren't the best. Time for some quick tips. Let's be honest, the LMGs don't always feel great to use. However, the L110 light machine gun can be equipped with some decent attachments to help manage the recoil and increase the damage range. Outside the signature LMG weapon class, a submachine gun or assault rifle can be a good choice when you're trying to take out enemies to perform a heroic revive. The SGX submachine gun or the M4A1 carbine rifle could be a good pick. The defibrillator can be used to quickly revive teammates at 50 HP with a tap of a button, but if you hold the button beforehand to charge it up, they will come back with 100 HP. This also applies to using them against enemies and can one-shot anyone who runs into you while charging. As a support player, smoke grenades are your best friends. Anytime you are in the middle of a firefight and need to save your incapacitated teammates, toss one out there. The enemy can't hit what they can't see, and you'll be able to bring your pals back right under their noses. Recon, the sniper. For those of you good with aim and like to stay in the back, Recon is one of the classes where it's okay to go lone wolf. But that doesn't mean you aren't still helping your teammates out or working together. Your signature trait, Aim Spot, will mark enemies you spot with your scope. Now they appear in-world and on the minimap for everyone to see. This alone can make a huge difference and lets you help out your squad even without firing a shot. Another way to track enemies is the motion sensor gadget. Placing these around objectives or high traffic areas of the map is a great way to keep track of enemy movement. Your final tracking option is your class active ability, UAV Overwatch, which calls on a drone to shadow you within a 100-meter radius. The first training path is Sniper, which enhances your auto-spotting trait, and the enemies you kill with a headshot cannot be revived. The second training path is Spec Ops, focused more on stealth. You make less noise while crouched. Going prone clears your combat state and reduces spotted status, and you can spot nearby enemy gadgets. Recon's got some really cool gadgets to play with. The laser designator lets you mark vehicles, for example. This pairs beautifully with engineer classes, as marked vehicles can now be locked on and tracked with certain missile launchers. The tracer dart functions similarly, but can also mark people. Then there's the Recon drone for safely marking enemies. It's great for infiltrating buildings, and the sniper decoy can trick enemies into targeting it. The focus on sniping makes Recon the most high-skill class, but the spotting abilities do give them other ways to help than just sniping headshots. Alright, now some quick tips. The M2010 ESR sniper rifle is the best choice for sniping in the Recon class. You'll need to add some attachments to help boost the gun's damage range and performance, but this is a solid pick for sticking with the signature weapon of the Recon class. Sniper rifles have a few unique attachments that they can unlock to make their job a bit easier. A few to mention are the ADS bolt, which allows you to rechamber your rounds while still aiming the gun instead of having to unscope every time you want to shoot. Another is the anti-glare coating that makes your scope glint less visible to anyone you are aiming at. If you're not the most skilled sniper, but you still want something for long-range fights, you can ditch the sniper class for a DMR rifle. The M39 EMR and the SVK 8.6 can both be solid picks for DMR rifles. Alright, hopefully this helps you decide what class is right for you. For all the Battlefield 6 stuff, stay here at GameSpot.